Welcome to the FEC Masterminds Podcast.
Let's get it.
The ultimate hub for family entertainment center owners and operators to share ideas, find solutions, and grow your facilities. Real operators, real stories. This is the FEC Masterminds Podcast.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome to the FEC Masterminds Podcast. My name is Clint Novak.
And I'm Erik Stottlemyre.
And we are here today with Eddy Richardson, the owner of, I gotta get this right, Arena 5-9. Is it 5-9 or how do you say it?
So I'll get into that, but 5-9 is May the 9th. So I'll tell you the story behind that in a little bit.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it's 5-9
Yes.
Family Fun Zone,
Yes.
and you are just outside of Cincinnati, but you're not in Ohio. You're actually in Indiana, right?
So yes, if I go out to the middle of my street, I can jump from Indiana to Ohio.
Yeah, that's a good TikTok. Indiana,
That's
Ohio.
Oh yeah.
Indiana.
Well,
Like
it's
a
funny
time
because
traveler, you can be in both at the same time.
exactly, and a lot of people drive by this place. So I did that famous TikTok that, of course I'm from, Harrison and drove past this building a million times and nobody knew that we was here.
Wow. Well, welcome to the podcast. Thank you,
Thank you.
for taking the time to be here. We're going to start with your story. How did you get in the industry, and how did you get to the Arena 5-9?
Yeah. So it all started, my wife and I have been married 21 years, and I've always wanted to get into the family event center business. Just always had a desire to kind of just be a place where families can come in and just enjoy themselves. And back in 2018, my oldest son, Mason, in February of 2018, he was diagnosed with cancer. And we spent 3 months at Children's Hospital. And while he was in there, I had kind of had this idea of opening up a family event center. And my wife come to me and said, once our son got out of the hospital, she goes, I would love to find a way to give back to Children's Hospital. And I said, it's kind of funny you say that. And I slid an entire business plan across the kitchen table and said I wanted to open up a family event center. And she was like, this wasn't what I had in mind, but what are you thinking? And just kind of just spitfired the idea of opening up a Nerf arena. And my kids were obsessed with Nerf guns. We left the hospital on May the 9th, which is where Arena 5-9 comes from. We left the hospital with about 200 Nerf guns that family, friends, local celebrities, the Reds, the Bengals, everybody was bringing to us. And so when we got out of the hospital, it was one of those things that, I was like, I'm going to open up a family event center that's features Nerf. And we did that. So I found a building, which I'm currently in 2018, to open up the Nerf arena. And that's all I had. I didn't have anything else, and opened it up. And in about 9 months, we did 315 birthday parties. Just Nerf, nothing else. I didn't have any of the stuff that I have now that I'll get into, but 9 months into us being into business, we end up getting shut down during the height of the pandemic, and was one of the most devastating things, that we could have experienced, because it was like, I felt like we was month over month, we were growing. And back then, just with Nerf, to me, a $10,000 month was huge. And every month it was getting more and more and more. And I'm like, this is going to be incredible. And then March 13th, 2020, I will remember it for the rest of my life. We're watching the news, and I looked at my wife and I said, here it comes. And she goes, what? I said, just watch. As soon as they said effective immediately, my phone blew up. I had 27 booked and paid in full parties that were on the schedule. And within an hour, I had 27 missed phone calls. And everybody wanted their money back, essentially. Nobody knew that it was going to take as long as it did for the world to somewhat get back to normal. And I ended up talking them into, if you will bear with me, once we open, we will get your parties, taken care of. And literally, we were shut down for 3 months and was able to open back up. I did the parties so 24 of the 27 parties said, let's go ahead and do it, I was grateful for that. But from June 13th to August 1st, we didn't even make enough money to pay the bills. So fast forward, I shut back down and was shut down 4.5 years, and was about 2 weeks away from just throwing in the towel. Just said, you know what, maybe it's not meant to be. Was just going to donate everything to Goodwill, donate it to whoever wanted it, because I had a storage unit, paying for that every month. And literally laying in bed one night, and my wife goes, did you hear that 221 South State Street is available? And I said, you're going to throw that on me right before we go to bed? And literally I said, if it's meant to be, I want the owner of that building to call me. I'm not kidding you guys. I woke up the next morning to a text message that said, hey, Eddie, it's Todd. 221's available. Do you want it? And literally, absolutely, yes, I want it. Came in here, and every check mark that I needed just made sense, and walked into this building, and he asked, how long was it going to take to build this out? Without even hesitating, I said 3 months, while working a full-time job in real estate. Came in here and basically did everything that we have here in 3 months' time. The night before we opened, was praying to God that the paint was dry. So, we're in a 16,000 square foot building. We have, our feature is laser tag. We do mini golf. We opened up in August of last year. We opened up in an inflatable park. So we do bounce houses, and that's what we've been doing for a while. And mind you, back in December of 2024, I got a call from an amazing company, Laser Blast, and had a system that was perfect for our facility, and ended up pulling the trigger on that and opened up with laser tag. So now we've got a 4,000 square foot laser tag arena. We switched from the Nerf, but now we have laser tag, and have a lot of things that is getting ready to come up, a new attraction that when you guys want, I can go into telling you a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, go for it.
I was gonna say, you can't just set us up with that and then be like, well, it's up to you guys.
I will say,
let's go.
Erik, I don't even know if you know what the attraction is, but this is a super unique attraction.
Yes, you started talking about it in the pre-show, and I got to tell you something. Eddie, I can't wait to hear about this, and I bet you when other people hear about it, they're gonna be like, what?
Yeah,
so man,
the room that's on the screen right now, it was a storage room and was an absolute disaster. It was a mess, and we ended up cleaning that room out, and sat and just thought, I've got about 900 square foot here. What in the world do I do with it? And all of these parents were coming in and was talking about, the adults being big kids. And, I had heard, they took their kids to a place that, they went and played in a sand pit, and, they had all of these cars that, you sit in the sand and you play with it. And I was just sitting there thinking, and started researching and looking around, and came across these remote control excavators, and came across the dump trucks and the bulldozers and the rock crawlers and all this different stuff. And I'm like, this is my dream. This is something that would be absolutely incredible. So literally was sitting here one night. It was really slow, and I started kind of just brainstorming and put together an idea that, you know, I didn't realize was going to come to life this quick, if I'm being honest. And just came up with the name 5-9 Excaventures, which obviously is combining excavators and adventures together. And thought that it was just super cool. And I'm just like, okay, I wonder how far I could go with this. And then I went back in the room and I started just measuring and just laying some stuff out. And I'm just like, this could be a whole nother party adventure. I mean, it came about from a need of needing more revenue and having 900 square foot and just kind of wondering, you know, how could I balance this and make it work? And just basically went on and spent a ton of money on, you know, toys, essentially, commercial toys that are going to fit the bill perfect. And we are planning on opening this up the week of May the 20th. And super excited about it. We're going to start with about 10 pieces of equipment with the excavators, the dump trucks, and the bulldozers. And we are going to facilitate people bringing in, we're going to be calling it BYOD, bring your own digger. So people could bring their own and they can use them and, you know, play for a little bit cheaper of a price, or you can pay and use ours. We're also going to be doing rock crawlers and the little 1/30th, 1/24, 1/13 scale for people to, you know, to bring theirs in, or we've got a bunch of them that you can use as well. So super excited. This is going to be a whole nother party attraction that we are offering. So now we'll be able to do laser tag parties, inflatable parties, the RC, you know, excavator parties, and the mini golf as well. So super excited about this.
That's great.
Walk us through operationally how it's going to work. Like, what is the cost per person to do it?
Yeah.
And how, do they get time, or like, how is that going to work?
Yeah. So the cost, so what we're going to do is you can come in and 15-minute session will be $10, and then you can do a 30-minute session for $15. You can do a 45-minute for $20, or an hour for $25. We was kind of obviously with them running off of their 2S LiPo batteries, and the controllers run off of obviously AA batteries. We are going to be going through a whole lot of batteries. So I found a commercial AA battery charger that holds about 180 batteries per, you know, container. So it charges them for you, and it's got a dispenser that spits out any of the ones that don't, you know, that are basically on their last leg. And I thought that was cool. And then we had an IT friend of mine that got with me and said, I tell you what, he goes, if you give me free play, he said, I will develop you an app that we can actually create a little dongle that plugs in, the battery plugs into that dongle with the little computer chip that plugs into the RC itself, and we'll be able to manually control, turn on, turn off all of the excavators and all of the pieces of equipment, while being able to see the battery life that we have available for each one of them. Each one will be on its own little channel. And the goal is whenever staff changes out every half an hour, 45 minutes, the objective is to change the batteries out. And because the RCs, they run about 40 to 45 minutes to an hour on a single charge. So if we can get them on a structured schedule to swap the batteries out every 30 minutes, regardless if it needs it or not, we should be on a pretty good timeline to keep the traffic moving.
I love this idea, and you could, like, birthday parties, you could have fun with this. Like, you bury something and the kids have to find it. Like, they have to work together to move dirt around, like the excavator, all of this stuff have to.
Yeah, so I haven't posted it yet. So we have these Arena 5.9 coins that are actually, I've got 200 of them that will be buried in the sand or in the dirt. It's not sand, it's dirt. But there'll be 200 of them that's buried in there. And if you get 5 of them, it gives you a free 15-minute session. We do have gold ones in there. Those are going to be a special prize every month. So whether that's a hour session or whether it's a birthday, the gold coins are going to be worth something kind of bigger every month. So that's one of the things. And we're trying to figure out a way. Again, this is all in the prelims, but where I want to get alien, because obviously our Arena 5.9, we kind of got like the alien theme. But what I want to do is get alien skeletons and put them like in pieces and bury them. And if you can put together the entire skeleton, that would be a big prize.
Yeah, you think about the things you can dig up. You could dig up an alien ship.
I love that.
The ideas of the things that you could dig up are unreal.
Well, and just in general play, like you could just bury weird things that people would have to find and be like, "Oh, what is that?" You're like, "That's just a Hot Wheels car or whatever." Certain things could be winners. Yeah, that's crazy.
So, Eddie, have you thought about that? Because I saw your redemption center in there. Have you thought about using it for the ability to be a redemption type prize also, so that if people can dig up tickets, or they could dig up a coin that is worth tickets or something like that they could redeem at the redemption counter? Like, if you think about the games, just the simple games like Clint always picks on me about the way that the what's the game that you constantly pick on me that I don't have it set up right? It's
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. Thank you.
Okay.
It's your biggest money making game.
I know, right? Well, it's one of them. But it's he always comes in and says you need more cards. But the point being is Wizard of Oz has got coins out there. You could literally have coins, different colored coins that are just out there, plastic coins that people dig up that are worth redemption points.
That's a really good idea. I like that. I haven't thought about that, but yeah, it's an awesome idea.
Food wise, if I remember correctly, you guys have a small cafe, right?
We do, yes.
You could bury some food out there. It sounds like a good idea.
That's what I meant.
Right. I'm sure the health department would love me.
The kids won't mind at all. A little dirt never hurt anybody.
Right?
Brush it off. What I meant is, like, they could have, if they had like ices, they could have like icy tokens or something. Never ending. You could have all sorts of fun stuff, treasure that they have to find.
Eddie, you're on a landmine, buddy. This is, a gold mine, landmine, gold mine, not a landmine. You're on a gold mine, buddy. This sounds great.
How many people can participate at one time?
So I've got it set up for 10. It's not. I wanted to maximize the amount of square footage that I had in there while also trying to utilize the amount of space that I had for people to comfortably sit or stand. And so right now it'll be 10. But honestly, it's one of those things that if it does well, I'm hoping to maybe even be able to expand it down to our inflatable section.
Okay, yeah, because my only worry is that you might be charging too little to play it. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say that is because, you're putting all this time and effort into it, for the return would be $250 an hour.
Yeah, if you're maxed out.
Yeah. And that's if you're selling it by the hour, because you said, $25 an hour if they're doing a full hour. So, okay, $250 to $300 an hour, best case scenario. And so you might be, and that's something you can adjust. It's always better to adjust up than down, I guess. But I think when you said the prices, that was the first thing that popped in my head was, I think this might be too little, especially if you have all the prizes and stuff for them. So
you're not the first one to tell me that, which even some customers have said that. So because I've really not went public with the pricing yet. Actually, I haven't went public with the pricing yet. I just don't know. I don't want to charge too much. I mean, because we're not in a tourist area. That's the other problem is, it's Tuesday night and we've just got maybe 5 families outside, in our event center playing as we speak, or Wednesday night, and it's like, we're not a huge tourist area. So I don't want to put tourist prices on something that could really hurt me in the long run.
Yeah,
well, you can always run. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Erik.
No. I was going to say, the one thing about price, and Clint was alluding to this, is that you can always price high. He said, you can always move it up. My thought is that if you set it higher, and then offer discounts, offer a locals discount, offer a multi-visit discount, something where, if they're coming in once, hey man, it's $25, for your first 20 minutes or half an hour or 15 minutes. If you're a repeat, it's literally like the loyalty discount. Hey, you're a VIP, you're an expert digger, you've got whatever, like you said, you can dig up different things and get different points or different additional time. But this is such a unique experience, and I think you're going to have a lot of I love the idea. I think you're going to have a lot of big kids that are going to want to come in and play adults. I want to play. I'm not lying. I've watched these things on like TikTok videos and things like that. And I'm like, where do I buy something? I don't need to buy one. I can come to Eddy's place and I can play with it, and that's perfectly fine. I don't have to worry about if it breaks. I don't have to worry about the battery go dead. I don't have to worry. And I can dig up all kinds of crazy stuff.
Another thing you could do, Eddy, is surge pricing. Like if you're worried about the weekend, being too busy or the weekdays not being busy enough, then offer a discount during the week, where you have discounted play on it, or on the weekends the price goes up a little bit. It's better to price down on the weekdays than price up, I think, on that. But
sure. What comes to your mind when you think of the pricing for this?
I think $25. That's just what sticks in my head. I think like $25 for 20 minutes, or hey, your light's going out again, Clint. Don't know if you realize that or not.
This is an audio podcast.
Hey. So I'm just kind of, and maybe it depends upon your market, what your market is and what people are spending. But, I'm of the mindset of that $25 what we do is we have an indoor facility. We charge $25 for 2 hours of unlimited play on the different attractions. But this is a niche kind of thing. And like Clint said, you don't want to price it so cheap that it's like you could use your 900 square feet for doing something else.
So
it could something that's
there's somebody about 45 minutes from me that does the same exact thing.
Wow.
Theirs is not, again, theirs isn't as good as mine.
Perfect.
But
no problem with being proud.
And I mean, I'm just like the layout of ours versus theirs. They've got 2 separate sections. They've got a small one, and they've got sand right in the middle of it. And it's all concrete all the way around, and it's not really like it's not a good setup in my opinion. And then they've got the rock crawler section off to the other side. Their pricing is literally the same as what I was going to do. So that's kind of, I don't want to get the reputation that, oh, we're going to go to this place because they're half the price of what Eddy's charging. That's kind of been, I mean, this is a lot more popular now that we're talking about it. You're going to start seeing it in your algorithm a lot more. But it is a lot more. I'm going to have to
turn my phone off. It's sitting here right beside me, and it's probably going to spit out all kinds of like.
It honestly will.
Stuff.
It's a lot more popular. A lot more common than I think you guys are even aware of at the moment. There's a lot of people doing this. Not so much in my area, but since I've started looking at it, they're in Louisville, they're in Kentucky, and multiple parts of Kentucky, and they're in Tennessee now, and they're opening them up everywhere, and I just don't want to price myself out of the market.
Yeah.
And I would say if that's what others are charging, I mean, maybe you could get away with a little bit more than what they are, especially in the weekends. Again, I think the weekends are, people are going to be at your facility for all of the other things that you offer. And that's another thing too, is the fact that you have, these other facilities probably don't have laser tag. They probably don't have an arcade. They don't have the other things there too. So that's what makes your facility more attractive to go to. It's like, what would people rather go to, a Chuck E. Cheese or a Funland? Well, they're going to come to Funland. We got go-karts, so it's like, it makes more sense. But
it also leads into the multi-pass experience, so that you can, when you say Clint, and that he would have the opportunity to where he's you're selling multiple experiences at your facility, so therefore you can offer a multi-pass. If you just come and do go-karts at our facility, it's $13, but if you add it into something else, or you buy a larger pass, like let's say you buy the $100 pass, it's now $6.50.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So what I do is we work on a play card or a fun pass, and on our $100 fun pass, if you buy a $100 fun pass, I double it.
No kidding. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a great way to get a larger spend. Customers love it. It is a great deal for the customer as well. And so customers' perception is that it's great. And we believe it's a great deal as well. So it is a wonderful deal. And then we offer bonuses on different denominations, but the $100 card is the big seller, because especially with you being in a local market, you've got the opportunity to sell something that, you're going to want repeat players. So, hey, listen, you come in, you buy my top of the line card, it costs you X, but I'm going to give you X amount, whether you don't have to double it, but whatever your amount is, hey, I'm going to do something like this. This is a routine player pass. I mean, this is great. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think you're going to do really, really well with this. Just if I had a crystal ball.
I'm going to put money on this right now that Erik has one of these RCs in the next 2 weeks. Like, he's probably on Amazon right now.
I am. Actually, I've got my dog. I've got my dog over there looking for him right now.
Well, I can hook you up. So just send me a message. I'll take care of you.
Eddie, I love it. I love this.
We all love our toys, drones, all that stuff.
Yeah, right. I mean, give me something to RC,
right.
So, Eddie, did you go to the other facility, see this thing, and then think, I could do better? Or did you know about it, or did you find about it after you really started digging into it? Like, how did this come to fruition? Like, where was the birthplace of the idea?
I got into the rock crawling sector of it, and so I bought a $150 little truck and put about $500 into upgrades in it. And my wife was like, "You are absolutely out of your mind." But it's a really cool rock crawler. And so started, looking it up. And then that's when the excavators and all of that started popping up, because a lot of people does it together. They do the same thing with the rock crawlers and then the excavators. But I saw that one opened up about 45 minutes from us. So as a customer, I just took a drive out there and just walked in, and it's a very narrow facility. They did good with the space. It's in a strip mall plaza. They did great with the space, but I just feel like the experience is underwhelming. And so if you look at the picture that I posted just the other day, on the other side of that, it's a complete disaster. It's not even done yet, but I wanted to go in there and play with my toys. But we've got those banners that are going all the way around the room, and it's super, super cool to to see. I want to make sure I'm all about a visual perspective and a customer experience perspective. So, giving the customer a quality area to play while having quality equipment to utilize is huge to me. I always tell people, everybody used to compare us and they would say, the party venue in, downtown, Harrison. And
yep.
Uh-oh.
And just like that, Eddy was gone.
Oh no, we lost Eddy.
Eddy, we didn't realize he had a hard stop at 30
he had a hard stop.
At 30 minutes.
30 minutes exactly.
His hard stop. 30 minutes.
Stop
hard
30
stop,
minutes
Eddy.
Exactly. Look at it, Eddy. Congratulations.
Yes, appreciate you, man. I mean, holding true to that 30-minute hard stop, buddy. He was mid-sentence. He was like,
that
done.
is weird.
I'm done. I've had enough. We were like sitting here, like totally intrigued in this story, and then you gone. I was like, wait. That was a teaser and a half, man. No,
where did I leave off?
You were just talking about the customer experience and what the visual.
Yeah. So everybody said that we was a party venue, and I said, I'm a family event center that happens to offer parties, and to me, it's not. I don't want to be known as the party venue because that automatically makes people think that that's all we offer is parties. And so having multiple different attractions for people to come in and basically enjoy is a huge thing to me. Sure. And so, yeah, that's kind of where this come from.
I want to throw this in there because he was talking about RCs when I was working at Funland, and this was way before COVID, years and years ago. An RC club, came and said, "Can we use your oval go-kart track to race RC cars on like a weeknight?" And so this is a video of them racing their RC cars on our go-kart track. They could only do the oval track because the other one was just too complicated. That you have to have a visual on the car at all times.
That is so cool.
These things are flying, man. Holy smokes.
Yeah, these guys are nuts. These guys are absolutely
Were you filming this?
Yeah, this is me just standing in the middle.
So after the race, did you throw up?
I was going to say, did you get dizzy?
Just turning in circles. But you can see there, like the pit is full of people, and they would bring tables.
Yeah.
And set up tables so they could work on their cars and stuff and tweak them and do all that stuff because they had they'd have 3 or 4 that they would race. The downfall for us is we didn't have any type of scoring system or anything. It was just literally they were just there to race and have fun. And we did start charging. It was like $10 or something like that to come out and do it just because there was a little bit of a cost to us to turn on the lights and do all the stuff for them. But they did it for a couple of years. We even started doing drone racing inside the Funland after close. We hung hula hoops and stuff. And the little tiny B drones, we'd fly those around into the hula hoops and stuff. And
that's neat.
You had your goggles on and you would crash and you'd be like, you'd have to tell somebody, okay, it's over by Dance Dance Revolution. Like you had to go find the drone because if it flips upside down,
I see Bill's feet. I see his feet. I have no idea where I am.
Yeah, I see the underside of an air hockey table.
Yeah. That's awesome. Good deal.
Well, yeah, Eddy, thank you so much for joining us and coming on and telling us about your new adventure that you guys have coming up. I know that this is going to be so much fun. I look forward to visiting later this month or next month and seeing it in person because I really think you have something that's going to be fun for a unique thing for everybody. So.
Thank you. I'm excited. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, Eddy, I'm gonna have to get a couple of get some toys to go out here on my farm. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
You probably have a real excavator. Like you don't need a toy one. You probably have a real one.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. I have a couple heavy pieces of equipment. Yes.
Awesome.
All right, guys. If you're interested in being a part of the FEC Masterminds podcast, all you have to do is email me at clintnovak@gmail.com, and we will get you signed up so you can come on and tell your story and tell us about what's going on at your facility because we would love to hear it. For Erik and Eddy, my name is Clint Novak, and we'll see you guys on the next adventure. Bye!